and welcome to another episode of For What It's Worth. I'm your host, Calvin Silvers. I am here with Tyrone and Kyle. Although you can't see Kyle, he's still here. He's bringing his voice with him today. Before we jump into a kind of an NBA edition For What It's Worth, how is your guys' day going?
It's been pretty good, fantastic. I'm feeling good. It's a Sunday. There's no football on today, so I woke up pretty sad. But when you look this good, life just treats you pretty well.
Yeah,
And
same
Kyle, how
here.
about you?
Same here. Pretty good day. Sports are slow right now, with the All-Star break, and that's about all that's going on. So tuning into that, but been a pretty slow day. Nice chill Sunday.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We can't complain about a nice chill Sunday. And as you mentioned, yeah, kind of a little break in action from sports right now with NFL wrapping up with the Super Bowl. Obviously, all-star breaks for a lot of these leagues. So, but I got some topics for you guys. We're gonna stick in the NBA realm, and we're actually gonna talk some LeBron James because on Sunday he said he would like to finish his career in Los Angeles. I got to ask you guys, is that should LeBron want to stay in LA for the rest of his time? Kyle, I'll let you take this one first.
I feel like right now this is basically LeBron's retirement tour. He just want to chill out in LA, watch his son at USC. Um, I don't really think he has any desire to go anywhere. I guess it's up to the Lakers if they want him, which I don't know why they wouldn't. So I don't see any move happening. It doesn't make sense to me that he would want to leave. I think he's just chilling in LA right now.
Yeah, no, and I think him saying, I'm I'm fine with staying here. I think that does show that he would not mind writing out his career here in LA. Ty, what do you think? Does
Oh, 100%
LeBron need to go
agree.
somewhere else, or do you think LA is a good spot for him to retire at?
Oh, he's 1,000% gonna stay in LA, and I would do the exact same thing if I'm LeBron. Like, I don't. He doesn't care. He has nothing to prove. Like, he just has to. I think the fact that he have to move and be inconvenienced and be away from like his wife and kids and not see Bronny play, like that is probably stuff that like actually probably like bothers him at night. So if I was LeBron, I'm stat padding these last 2 3 years. I'm getting my assists, my rebounds, my dunks. I'm getting those end of the end of my career highlights in. Maybe break some more records. Maybe go to the finals again. I don't really care. If I was LeBron, I really would not care at all.
So, from what I'm getting from both of you, is you guys think that he's fine with where he's at right now? Well, I mean, obviously everyone is fighting for more rings and to win championships. I'm not saying that's not what he's fighting for, but do you think just he's fine with where he's at right now, whether they get back to the finals or not? You guys just think he's all right with that?
I mean, to be honest, all he has. If I was LeBron, my mindset would be like everything I would feel would just be towards AD. Like AD, if you ball out, man, if you can score like 30 points in these playoff games, we can go to the finals any given year. So that's the only thing you have to do. AD, if you play soft, we'll lose. So
Yeah, but you got it. But that's the thing. I mean, AD has done better this year with being actually available and on the court. But you never know if he's fully going to be healthy. Kyle, what you think this is fine for LeBron if he doesn't win another ring in LA?
I honestly don't think he cares at all. Like Ty was saying, like I mean, I don't think
I
his
don't really buy
hunger.
that.
I don't think his hunger for a championship is the same as it once was. Like I think he's fully content where his career's at. Where, like obviously he wants to win. Like he's gonna try to win, but
Oh
he
yeah,
doesn't have that same intensity that he did when he was younger. And I think he's completely comfortable. This is really a retirement tour for LeBron. Like he could go
yeah.
back, he
Well,
could
and
win another one, but
I
I
think
just
that's
it's a
what Ty was.
desire.
That's a point that Ty had too, which I think it is true. It's not like the Lakers can't compete in the West. They have the players. It's just, can AD stay healthy? Can they keep that rhythm going? They've been kind of shaky here and there, but like I said, the fact that AD has been more available this year is a good sign for him. Just some stuff I'm going to throw out real quick. He becomes a free agent in 2025, player option. He would be 40 or 41 years old at that time, obviously coming towards the end of his career. Right now, he's dealing with his ankle. So I think, too, his body, is starting to break down more, and he's really starting to feel that. So if it's not anyone, if it's not a team that can compete for a championship in the next couple of years, then yeah, there's definitely no point in him going anywhere because, like I said, his body's already kind of breaking down, and I don't think he can provide as much for a team that really needs it compared to a team that's already almost to a championship, if that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%
So
agree. Like the teams that could want LeBron, like honestly, if I was an NBA team, why would I want LeBron on my team? Like the Golden State Warriors, like I see why
but
those
I mean,
Warriors.
but okay,
That's
hold
the,
on. I
that's the
know where you're
only
going with
team.
that, but
That's the only
also
team that could have him on the team and where things could be right.
no, I get where you're coming from, like his age and all, but is he still not a top 10 player right now in the league?
He is, but if LeBron James comes on your team, like everything's different. Like that's like
That's true.
he would change everybody around him. Like, well, he's the leader, he's the best, regardless of what team you're on. Besides Steph Curry, if he was on that team, he would be looking down like, all right, you're just below me, like you're not equal to me. Or Kevin Durant. Besides those two, he's like, what, give me the ball, man, move.
I still think he would be more. I think if he went to Phoenix, it would be more LeBron's team than Durant's team. I'm not gonna lie. Now you're correct on Golden State. If he went to Golden State, it's still Curry's team. Um, Kyle, if you were an organization that was ready for a championship, would you try to make a move for a 41-year-old LeBron?
I mean, that's a 1 year, 2 year outlook,
Yep.
in my opinion. And I also don't think I think LeBron is either gonna re-sign with LA when his contract's up or he's retiring because I don't think he wants to, move his family out of LA. Like he's comfortable in LA. He has all his, movie stuff, superstar, Hollywood stuff is over there. He's not leaving LA. I don't see it.
Nah,
No,
I would
and
I would
it's
ask
just
for ownership. Like, fuck, I give me 5% ownership if you want me to play for your basketball team. Well, I'm not.
let him become part-time owner or something. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Just some potential spots too for LeBron that could work if anything. I have four. One, I mean, obviously, I think you would have to move some pieces that they're not wanting to move, but he could go back to Cleveland.
He, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't if I was a team. I wouldn't want to trade any draft pick or any player under the age of 30 for LeBron James. Like, he's gonna retire, then the league's just gonna move on. Like, I would be. I think we should just let LeBron exist how he is.
Here, let me go through. And Kyle, I want you to chime in too. Let me go through the four spots I had and see if any of them would be in your eyes, remotely close to taking them. All right, you have Cleveland, I believe, Golden State. Get Clay out of there. Move some pieces around. Have LeBron and Steph play together for a year or two. See what you can do there. 76ers, they're going to have some cap space. That might be enough to help Joel Embiid get that ring before LeBron retires. Or I have back to Miami. Miami's a beautiful place, man. Might be kind of like in LA. Any of those spots to you guys?
I don't know why as an organization you would like all those teams like the Cleveland. You're basically just committing now, even though you have all these young players that are on the come up. Like, I feel like it's too early to just buy all the way in for a championship for them. They got plenty of time for that. And a lot of those are now like Golden State. I guess it makes sense, but I feel like I don't know. I think they're too committed to Clay. Like, that would just be a bad PR.
They better than me.
They need to not be committed to Clay as much.
Hey, if I'm going to
say, it's bad PR for them.
Clay, get over there. Hey, Moody, get over there. Kuminga, get over there. Give us three first round picks. Let's go over there, Bron. Now, I would do everything.
It would be really interesting to see LeBron play in the Warriors system.
And Dre and Bron are besties too.
Hey, that just gives another ring for Curry, for Steve Kerr, for Draymond, for that organization. And then maybe they go through their dark years after that.
Man, you think Draymond's fighting people over Steph? Ooh, what he would do for Bron? He might put the
he'd kill someone for LeBron.
He's going green law on him. He's knocking
people. So I'm going to kind of transition to the next question, but it's still relevant to this. Should LeBron want to play with his son, or should a team even try to get his son, knowing that you're going to get LeBron too in that package, or just teams should not even worry about that stuff?
They should. It's politics. Like, when people say like it's a who you know world, it is. Like, if you get Bronny on your team, not only will you get a solid basketball player, a player that's been pretty solid his high school, and eventually when he gets done with college, he'll probably be a late first round, second round pick, and you have like a 10% increase to get LeBron James. I would say that would be like a fun pick, not like we're 100% in on this. Like, we're getting Bronny and LeBron. That's like maybe we have 3 picks and we use Bronny for one of these.
Yeah, I mean, there's no real somebody's gonna do it just because. I mean, most of the picks in the NBA draft, if they're not in the lottery, they're not hitting. Like they're
Yeah,
in the
you got
G
a role
League.
player.
Yeah, like there's no real downsides. Like you have like a 40% chance to hit a player that's actually going to be solid on your team, anyways. So I mean, if you have a
And I
chance to
mean,
get if your goal is to get LeBron, I mean, I guess yeah, why not?
well, and two, okay, let's say you do get Bronny. You know that he's going to be working with LeBron, especially if LeBron's retired. You know, LeBron's still probably going to be around the game of basketball and helping his son. So at least you know that LeBron's still going to be a part of not only him, but maybe even kind of part of your organization still to an extent. You know, not maybe as a player or anything, but just down the road.
That 5% ownership. I'm telling you, if you want
I
me
mean,
on team,
because
grab
like I
Bronny, and
said,
I need
and the thing
5%
is too,
ownership.
that's not a bad idea. And two, where would Bronny fall? You know, if a team could pick Bronny up in the later rounds where you don't have to pick him up first, second, third, whatever. Yeah, like
Yeah.
well, like Kyle or you or Kyle, I can't remember who said it, but why not do that? Because if anything, you just send him to the G League and let him get some work there,
Yeah.
and then if anything, you have a piece for your G League, you can call him up whenever.
I
But
think
but
Bronny,
then again,
as it
I just
stands
don't
right
think a team
now,
should. Yeah, I just don't think a team should fully rely on that, if that makes sense. I think that's a fun back pocket option if you get down the later rounds, but I don't think right away you should be like, oh, we got to go after Bronny.
no. I think that no, I don't really think that any team should be. If you're, I would truly be concerned if I was a fan of the team and they're thinking like, all right, getting LeBron James is our missing piece. Well, you guys are like 6 years late. Like, where was this activity at beforehand when you could have actually obtained him? Like, now you're focusing on getting him now. That's
Probably just
crazy. That's ridiculous.
they're probably just hoping that he will take less money for the position that he's in right now, you know, just coming at the end of his career. That's why I think some of those teams could have worked, like Golden State, 76ers, even Cleveland or Miami. I think he would take a pay cut to go back to some of those places like Cleveland or Miami,
He better
or
than
just
me.
take a pay cut if he can win another chance. Okay, so let me ask you this now. We're still kind of on the topic of Bronny and stuff, but so 4 rings is enough for you guys for LeBron? He doesn't need five,
Yeah,
or
he has
five
all.
wouldn't put him over. You know what I mean? Like
He's
four is
he's
good.
he's
That's
did everything he could do. He's currently playing in his 20th NBA All Star game. Like he has the most points ever. Like I don't think there's nothing. He's maxed out his career. Like he's played my career so much in his real life to the point where it's like this is boring now. Like I've won all these rings. I did all this stuff. Like what can I
yeah,
do?
and he's a top 10 player every year. Kyle, you think four is enough for him?
I think that unless he gets 6, 4, and 5, there's not a big enough difference.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Like
I yeah.
unless he matches Jordan, like I mean, even then, like they're just gonna say 6. You know, people will just say 6-0, but it's
Mm.
just not. I don't think it's a. No, I think he's on to other things. He's trying
Yeah.
to he's trying to grow his legacy in other ways.
Yeah, and I think that's human nature at some point. You know, like Ty said, he's done everything he can basketball. Why not try some of these other adventures and just keep making a name and money for yourself? I agree. I don't think 5 rings would make much of a difference than what he has now. I mean, yeah, it is
Hey,
one more, but I still think unless if he has 6, that whole Jordan LeBron debate's never going to really be solved because they're always going to go to Jordan's 6 rings. I said this after the and you guys can attest to this, and don't lie to the public, don't try to make me look bad. I was saying this when we were all together in college, that LeBron's not going to win another ring in LA. So if he's fine with not winning another ring, he should stay. I just haven't seen enough from Davis to know that he can take a whole, besides this year, I have not seen him, you know, be able to be available a whole year. I mean, yes, they had some success, the bubble and then last year playoffs. I just don't think they have enough to get over that hump. So if he's fine with his 4, then he should stay. I just don't think he's going to get another ring. You guys can
I
debate me
think
if you
that
want. I just don't think he's going to get another ring in LA.
he probably will not, but I think they can do it. Like it's not. If somebody said the Lakers won the championship this year, I wouldn't be surprised. They won the play-in tournament. Like they won the in-season tournament where the NBA was like, all right, let's set these teams up and see what team wins, and they
Yeah.
won. And Anthony
Well,
Davis,
and I think too that's
all
why
out of
he's
his mind.
willing to stay in LA.
Yeah, I
I
also
mean, they
don't
have
think
shown flashes.
it's gonna be super. It's gonna be super duper duper hard to find another player to play with that's just as good as Anthony Davis. Like, there's not ads walking around. Like, you can go to if you went to all those other teams that you said, like, well, Embiid, he has the same problems as AD. The Cavs, nobody on their team is as good as AD. Like, I feel like right now, just him being in LA is the perfect balance of him trying to compete. My wife is happy, and my friends are here, and LA is lit. Like he's hitting the trifecta. If you move anywhere else, one of those three things is probably not going to be there.
Yeah, happy wife, happy life, right? Kyle, I mean, your thoughts on that?
No, I agree. Uh, yeah, I think he's comfortable where he's at. There's no reason to up the family and leave. Uh, I guess it's more up to the Lakers, or I feel like the Lakers' biggest issue isn't AD or LeBron; it's the role players, anyways. Like they
Yeah.
need to get the pieces if they actually want to win a championship. I don't think trading LeBron is the answer. I would say get some role players.
Hey, I really
All
think
right.
I've been thinking about this for a while. I really think other teams like, no, let's not trade the Lakers, bro, because we already know LeBron trying to get that other ring. I really feel like they think that sometimes because there's no way every year LeBron James team is in a trade deadline rumors and like nothing really be happening. Like, why is there no real trades happening? Like, they're all like, yeah, D'Lo's about
Well,
to get traded. He's still sitting on the team. Trade him
yeah.
if
Well,
something
and I
really about
think
to happen.
well, you mentioned this earlier, Ty. I think that's with LeBron, and when it comes to try to get him in a trade or any of that or free agents or whatever, is as an organization, you're right. He's going to change that completely when he goes to your team. It's his team now. So a
No,
lot of
for real.
teams might have been scared to take that or just fully put it in LeBron's hands, win or not.
If I
Some
was
people
like,
don't like the whole organization to be ran by
no,
one person.
if I was Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves told me they were trading for LeBron James, I would be furious. I would start cussing people out. No, I don't want LeBron on my team. I got it. I am cool. If I'm
Yeah.
like a all star or someone that's coming up, please do not put LeBron James on my team. I'm begging you. I'd rather
Yeah.
cook him.
It changes the atmosphere, it changes the chemistries, it changes everything. I mean, you're a little more stiff as a player because you have the greatest of all time watching you every single play. You can't make mistakes or he's going to yell at. You know what I mean? Like it changes everything around. So I think if he's fine with not winning another ring, LA's perfect. They're going to treat him well. He still has a chance to make it to the finals and win. And like you said, family, his son, all that. If he's fine with the four, I say stay. If he wants another chance at another one before he retires, I'm saying try to get that Golden State. Although they did try, which makes that landing spot a little more like probably not. But I was still kind of rooting for that one to hope it goes through. But that's
I
my
would have been
stance.
happy. I would have been happy. I was
Yeah,
like, the NBA is on fire. I would say it's the best league in the world if they did that. They're out there doing
it
stuff
would be
for
something
the
to
fans.
see.
But what was I going to
It
say?
would be something to see. All right, we're gonna go to our last topic. We're gonna stay in the NBA. Question. So the question is, because it's early, will the hiring of Doc Rivers be a mistake for the Milwaukee Bucks? I'm gonna just throw out a couple quick stats, and then I'll let you guys take this one away. They are 3-7 since Doc took over on January 26th. The Bucks, before Doc took over, they had the second best record in the NBA, right behind the Celtics, who people are claiming, are going to win the championship already. And so they rank right now, the Bucks rank 23rd in offensive rating, 21st in defensive rating, and 23rd in net rankings. And they were top 10 before the hiring of Doc Rivers. So, Kyle, will this hiring of Doc Rivers come back and bite the Bucks in the ass?
Um, I think it's a little early to tell. I mean, 10 games. He still got to he just got there. He's putting his own stuff in. You got to give him some time at least before you decide that. His track record is a little iffy. He had that one in Boston, but
Yep.
has struggled since. He's had some bad losses, so I think
Yep.
this is the best talent he's had since Boston, though. So it's up in the air for me. I could see it going either way. I mean, if it's championship or bust, I mean, I guess I'd take the field, but I mean,
Okay.
it could go either way.
All right, Tyrone.
I think that this is not a Doc Rivers problem. I think it really is that Dame don't play defense. Like he's not playing defense. Like I think that's what it is because they suck at defense. Like Giannis cannot
They
do it
do.
all. Lopez is old and Dame is not guarding. And I think that like just when that idea of like in the NBA, I think that model is gone. Like KD made people think that if you trade for this player that's really good right now, the next year you'll win. No, it's not gonna happen like that. Like they'll probably lose this year. Then next year they'll probably be ready to go once Doc Rivers coaches them for a whole season and all that. But trading for him immediately, getting a new coach, boom, like all that stuff. Like there's no way you can beat like well-oiled machines like the Celtics or the Nuggets that are practically running back the same teams and just plugging and playing a couple players with the same coach doing these same things, it's going to be pretty hard to beat those teams. And you don't even know what coach is gonna call. The Nuggets are like, man, let's run that play we ran last year. Bucket.
Yeah. Well, I think too, and I think if this wasn't well, one, I don't think they're going to win the championship this year. I totally agree with that. If anything, it would be next year. But what I'm saying is this is Doc Rivers. This isn't some new coach. This is a Hall of Fame coach. We've seen his track record. Yeah, well, I know what you're getting at, and I agree to an extent. But he does have that ring. He does do pretty well in the regular season. But yeah, we've seen his track record since that NBA championship with Boston. It's not good. Blowing leads, like Kyle mentioned, some really bad losses. It's one of those things as an organization I just don't understand. I really don't. You know the track record. Yes, this is a Hall of Fame coach. Yes, this guy has won a ring before. But that was what? Back in like 2008, 7, 9? Around that time? It's been 10, 13, 14 years now. Games change. I don't think he has it. And that's another thing. Yes, this was probably maybe his most talented team since Boston, but he still, I have it down here, he still had Chris Paul. Say what you want about Chris Paul, but at that time, Chris Paul was really good. Blake Griffin, primetime Blake Griffin. Joel Embiid at the 76ers. James Harden, Maxey. He had players, and he still couldn't get it done. Here's my thing. I want you guys to tell me. I want you guys to tell me if you think I'm right or wrong. I think this is more concerning for the organization. This is their fourth coach in a span of 6 months. Are they worried? Are they afraid they're wasting Giannis's time? They're trying to find that coach when they already had a coach, I believe, but they're trying to find a coach. I think the organization's to blame. I think they're worried. I think they're afraid they're wasting generational talent. And by being afraid they're wasting generational talent, they are wasting generational talent.
Yeah, I think this summer when Giannis was like, when he's like, I don't know if I'm coming back, he really made them apply pressure. Like, all right, since I'm coming back, you guys have to do this, 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 and this. And they're like, all right, we'll make the changes, Mr. Antetokounmpo. I promise you we will. But he's kind of like punked them to the point where they're just doing things because he's unhappy. Like, if he's like, I don't like this coach, well, he's gone.
Yep.
Which you can't win ball like that.
Yeah, I think it's a consistency issue. I mean, has any team ever won when they've gotten like a superstar and a new coach in the same year?
LeBron James took his coach to a championship in the middle of the season, got his first dub. His name
anyone but the greatest player of all time.
Was that his first year in LA?
No, that's when he was at the Cavaliers.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, first year in Cleveland?
He didn't win. His second year. He had what was the dude? David Blatt was the coach. Then he got fired. Then they got Ty Lue. Actually, you're right. That was his second year.
So I'm saying I think you need consistency on both sides. You're getting roster changes, new coaches. Like, can we get? It's like, to me, it's like having a rookie quarterback and then changing the offensive coordinator every week. You know, it's like that's not gonna work. Can we get some consistency? Some, like, these guys haven't even played together for a whole season yet, and now we're changing the coach on them.
And even Giannis said that's draining for him. So if that's draining for the best player on the team, it's draining for everyone. And the thing too, it's like Doc Rivers, he didn't really use Maxey that well. He's already blaming his players, saying they were, already looking forward to the All-Star break. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. That just doesn't seem like a kind of guy that I'd want to play for. I don't know if that's the kind. It just amazes me they got rid of Griffin when they were what? Like I said, the second best record in the NBA. Okay, if the players don't like him, that's different. I get that, and that could hurt a team later on. I would have just went with Griffin the rest of the year, see how it played out. Maybe players ended up liking him. Maybe he takes you to a championship and you go from there. I don't get the whole, firing him midseason.
I don't think firing a coach midseason is the right decision. 70%. He has to be losing continuous. Like, if the Pistons fired their coach, I would say, okay, that was justifiable. You're losing at a literal record-breaking pace. But with them, worst case scenario, if he was the coach, is they lose in the first round, which they've already did before with a different coach. So, I mean, it kind of sucks for him, but I kind of understand hiring Doc Rivers, because when you have players like Giannis and you have like Damian Lillard, a new coach would probably be a little nervous coaching those guys. Like he probably doesn't have enough personality or like any of that. At least Doc Rivers, he's strong enough in his coaching self and himself, like he's a Hall of Famer and stuff like that. He won't get pushed around by his players. I'll say that at the very least.
That's fair, Kyle.
No, I agree. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it just has to do with time. They need some time to, I feel like playing defense in the NBA is all about rotations and like knowing where your teammates are. So, like if they have coaching and can play together for enough time, they'll probably get it together. But who knows
Okay,
if they'll stay consistent?
So let me ask you this then. With Doc, obviously Kyle, do you think there's any chance that the Bucks can win a championship this year?
I could see it. It wouldn't be outrageous.
All right. I still say no. Ty, it sounded like you were going on the no route.
They're always one Giannis masterclass. They have two. If Giannis, they have a chance. I would say they're probably. I don't know the odds are. They're probably top 5 in odds. Probably the 4th best team in odds. I would say from my guessing ability. Let's see.
So what would you guys? How confident on a scale of 1 to 10 that Doc Rivers can get a championship in Milwaukee? I want honesty here. 1 through 10. 10 being it's going to happen in the next couple years. 0 being there's not a chance in hell this happens.
7. He has just a shot as any other coach that will coach the Bucks. 7. He won't add anything crazy. He probably won't make them. He won't really change anything of the course of this team. I don't think.
Yeah, I also think it's like who are they playing against over there in the East? It's the Celtics, Sixers. I mean, there's I don't have any definitive confidence in any of them. It's not like LeBron's over there dominating the East every year like he was back in the day. But
yeah, they have a chance to do it. They have 2 fantastic players on their team.
I'm gonna be the odd man out. My confidence in Doc Rivers bringing a championship to Milwaukee in the next 2-3 years, out of 10, mark me down like a 4 or a 5. With his track record, he's had talent. Like I listed those names: James Harden, Maxey, Joel Embiid. People are arguing that Joel Embiid's the best center, one of the best centers of all time, if not right now. And he's still going to get it. And he has Giannis. You always got to worry about the Heat in the playoffs. If Halliburton can stay healthy with the Pacers, that team's going to be dangerous. Celtics are. I just don't have confidence in Doc Rivers. I've seen what I've seen with my eyes and what he's done. His track record doesn't help. I think the talent, while it might be one of the most talented teams he's had since Boston, he's had similar talent and still couldn't get things done. I just don't have any confidence.
I mean, I understand you, man. That video I sent to the group chat on Twitter with Phil Jackson literally saying, "Hey guys, this is the most losingest team in the 4th quarter. They're made to lose." That is crazy. Literally, this team is made to lose, and they end up losing too. That's ridiculous. So if I was a coach and I heard that, I would be so mad. Like, he's saying we're made to lose, and we lost.
So Kyle and Ty, you guys know me. I've been on record saying that if I was a GM or whatever, I wouldn't hire this person or I wouldn't bring this person on my team or blah blah blah. Doc Rivers is one of those guys. If I'm the head of an organization, I am not looking to ever fill a head coaching job that I have.
Then Antonio Brown.
If you have an opening, are you guys hiring Doc Rivers? I'm not.
I would consider. I mean, the thing is, really, the real debate is: would you rather hire Doc Rivers, a coach where you know you're going to get, or take a shot on some assistant that has never really got a head coaching job? That's really the option that you're really weighing. And I think with the old experience on their team, if I had a younger team, I would choose the young new assistant guy. But with older players, I'm just going to pick Doc Rivers and hope that they can be grown professional adults and hopefully treat this like a job and work.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, how many like elite coaches are there in the NBA?
Not that many
right now. Not that many.
Yeah, I think I would be. Well, I'm not even gonna. I would interview him if it was more in his like, okay, so now that's towards the end of his career, I wouldn't. Now, if it was the middle of his coaching career, whatever, yeah, I would bring him in for an interview. I might even hire him. But after seeing the track record of previous seasons and recent seasons of teams he's been with, and I agree. I think the better question probably is, would you rather take a shot at an assistant or with Doc? And I agree. I think it really depends on how young your team is, and if they need a younger guy to kind of, match that energy with. Just overall, right now where Doc is in his career, I would not. And I get it. I know he has a ring. I know how many wins and all that. I'm not. That's the thing too. I'm not saying he's the worst coach I've ever seen. I'm not saying he's a Hall of Fame coach. I just, at this point in his career and with my team, especially the Bucks, that just wouldn't be a guy I would have went after. But everyone runs an organization different. So, is there any final thoughts from you guys on anything we talked about, Bucks, LeBron, or anything NBA?
I think it's crazy that Doc Rivers is coaching the Eastern All-Star game. I know he's the dude for the Bucks and all, but I think that's crazy that he's the coach.
No, that is crazy.
For the All-Star game. He's literally was on his couch chilling, just not doing nothing. I was like, oh man, I'm about to get a job and coach this All-Star game.
I think it's
I was
just
gonna say there's
know
multiple.
the name.
Yeah, that's the thing too. It's the name, Kyle. People know the name. He's back as a head coach.
We're talking about it on the podcast. They got like some new coach we didn't know. Nobody would care. We wouldn't care until he loses or Giannis.
That's what I'm saying.
Giannis
it's another
Chelsea.
What are you doing? It's another big name, Ty, for the buddy. It's all money, man.
Oh, for sure.
All right. Well, that is the end of this episode. For what it's worth, we appreciate you tuning in. We're still kind of working out a schedule, but hopefully to get that done. But until next time, we'll see you later. Have a good night, everyone.
Bang. Bye.